everybody. It's Angie Rupert, founder of Rupert Law Group. We handle exclusively E2 and E1 visas, so no matter what treaty country you're from or where you want to be, we can help. So today I'd like to talk about bringing family members along with your E2 visa. So let's get started with your spouse and your minor unmarried children. Great news for you. Those family members can come with you, apply with you at the same time, and come over as derivatives of your E2 visa. Okay, so those again are your spouse, and yes, you must be legally married. The United States does not recognize common law marriage, so you must go to a church, justice of the peace, a courthouse, something, and get a government document saying you are married. You must do that. Then you can bring your spouse. You can also bring your unmarried minor children, and in this case, minor is under the age of 21. So all of those people can come with you. In fact, all of them will go to the interview. Anyone who is 14 years or older will go to the E2 visa interview with you. And all of those people will stay with you. Your spouse will stay with you as long as all you, your spouse, and the business continue to meet the requirements of the E2 visa. You can stay indefinitely in the United States as long as you apply on time, of course, for renewals. Your unmarried minor children may stay till they either A, turn 21, or B, get married. So if one of those events happens, then your children are no longer eligible to be E2 visa derivatives. So let's talk a little bit about that. So what if your kids are 26 years old? What if they're 32 years old? This is a question that we get frequently. And let's talk a little bit about that. So that takes a little more strategy, right? They will not be able to come with you as an E2 visa derivative. However, they may be able to come as an E2 visa investor in their own right. So one thing to consider if you have adult children is that they could own 50% of the business and you can own 50% of the business. Then you apply separately as E2 visa investors. Okay, that could be something. One caveat here. If your adult child is applying with you as a co-owner of a business, that child needs to have his or her own source of funds, right? You cannot give your child money to open this business. The government sees that as your money just transferring to another through another bank account and into the business, right? So it's all your money. It's not your child's, okay? So let's talk a little bit about that. So what if you have an adult child who wants to get an E2 visa? However, they have no source of funds outside of you. You, the parent, are going to be gifting your child the money that they will be using to invest in the E2 visa. In that instance, you should own businesses separately. Your child should own a business 100% on their own, and you should own your own business 100% on your own. That way you can apply with your source of funds, you can gift your child money, and that will be his or her source of funds. Okay? The same goes for siblings who are adults, aunts, cousins, anything else. So always consider that. If you want to bring in another adult with you, they need to apply for the E2 visa, E2 investor visa on their own. And if they don't have their own source of funds, you should not own a business together. You should own two separate entities. So let's think about it just one step further. What if you have two adult children who want to come over on the E2 visa? And you do as well. One option may be for you to be the E2 investor, and then for your children to own a separate business 50-50. Again, you will have your source of funds, whatever that is. You can gift both of your children their source of funds, and then they will open a separate business and own it 50-50. So now you and your two adult children, and of course their spouses and their minor unmarried children, could all come to the United States on an E2 visa. Finally, some people will ask, can I hire my child to work in my E2 visa business? And the answer is maybe. Being an investor is always better than being an employee if you have that option, because you're putting in, right? As an investor, you're spending money, you're hiring US employees. As an employee, the government may see that as you are taking the place of someone who should, or a position that should be handled by a U.S. citizen. So kind of keep that in mind. Second of all, anytime you have an E2 employee, it is always our recommendation that you have a minimum of about 4 or 5 U.S. employees first. Okay, because on the E2 employee, the most frequent and probably most direct way to apply as an E2 visa employee is as an executive. And it's very difficult to show the government that a brand new business with maybe only one employee needs 2 executives, you as the CEO, the E2 investor, and your child as a COO, when there's only one US employee or something similar, right? So that one may take a little extra time. So if you feel that your child is better suited as an E2 visa employee rather than an E2 investor in a separate business, consider this. Consider purchasing a business that already has more than 5 US employees, and you need your child to come and manage some of those employees or part of the business, something like that. Or if you're starting your own business, that you may need some time between your application and your child's E2 visa employee application in order to generate some revenue so you can pay your child and also have enough US employees to justify having a second executive as an E2 visa employee. So hopefully that straightens it out, just as clear as mud, right? But we would love to speak with you. If you have some concerns or would like to talk strategy about your family and the E2 visa, please give us a call anytime. And of course, if you found this video useful, and we hope you did, please like, subscribe, and share with your family members. We would love to speak with you and your family members about an E2 visa.